guests from White House Heritage. Glad y'all had a safe trip down. If you would this time, please stand. We're going to have our prayer, then our national anthem, and then the starting lineups for both teams. Coach Ryan McCleary will lead us in a prayer.
Please bow. Dear Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for the opportunity to come together and play the game of basketball. Thank you for everyone involved, both teams and their communities. Please watch over everyone as they travel home and help us to play in a way that would glorify you. In Christ's name, amen.
Now the starting lineups. First of all, for our guests, the Lady Patriots from White House Heritage, and we want to say a big thank y'all to coming down during this tough time in our country during COVID and being here. Starting lineup. First of all, number 13, Claire King. Number 20, Emily Clifford. Number 24, Kinsley Carruthers. And number 30, Becca Lambert. The Lady Patriots are coached by Clay Head. And now the starting lineup for your Lady Eagles of Nashville Christian. Number 2, Skylar Oliver. Number 4, Ava Pomeroy. Number 5, Charlie Harper. Number 21, Whitley Miller. Number 25, Grayson Bonds. The Lady Eagles are coached by Dan Wilkerson. Well, this is Mike McPherson bringing you the broadcast along with Andrew Atkins, who's our producer. And I'll see who else is up there in the booth with him in a moment. But Nashville Christian, Lady Eagles are hosting White House Heritage here. And I know a few of you are not able to come to the game because of the restrictions, and some of you perhaps just aren't able to get out, and we want to welcome you to the broadcast and hope we can enlighten your evening here as we get ready to jump. And the ball is tipped and controlled by White House Heritage. And a nice deflection by number 4, Ava Pomeroy. Whitley Miller in the front court. And we get to Charlie Harper. Drives right, backs it back out of there, and Whitley Miller on top. Drives, cuts through Grayson Bonds. Also, Ava bombs in there. We kind of ooped it a little bit too much. Ballard drives in off the glass good, and immediately they get off to a 2-0 start. We force a turnover, pushing down the court. The pass a little over Pomeroy's head. And so with 7:25 to go in the first quarter, we go full court press here. Man-to-man. And let's see what White House Heritage does. Number 30, Becca Lambert running point, clears out everybody. Kicks it to number 20 on the left side. That's Clifford. 24 with the ball, that's Carruthers. So they can finally get the ball out top. Number 10, Ballard wants to gun again. She misses this time from 3. 007 Bonds out of there with it. Gives to Miller. Miller fakes the 3, fakes the drive, then kicks it back out. Over here to Charlie. Charlie turns. Kick in the corner to Miller. Bangs no good. Skylar Oliver, nice board. Good as she lays it up. And Skylar gets us on the board at 6:45 We're tied at 2. Full court press again. The Lady Eagles, they lob it. Longs, and they're going to take it inside. And there's a foul called on Ava Pomeroy as the left-hander Emily Clifford was going up for the shot, and she'll go to the line for 2. Hopefully Jeff Brothers, who had to drive a team bus for one of our other teams, our middle school teams, will be here in a moment to help me out. So we're a little rush getting started. She nails that one. Nice stroke there by Clifford. Her first, team's 3rd point. Eyes the mark. Guns it, bangs it. 4-2. And here's Pomeroy roaring. Oliver down the right sideline. Skips it across to O'Charlie, quickly to Miller. Nice inside pass and the layup. Good by Pomeroy. Nice feed that time by Miller after the skip pass by Oliver. 4-4, 6:15 to go. Lambert banging the ball past the timeline. Number 24, Carruthers. Gives in the corner, and now a give and go. Nothing there. He skips across. And inside laying it up nicely is Claire King. And we said before the game, this is going to be a tough game for us. White House Heritage has got a good group. Now they're going to extend their 2-3 zone and trap. Almost got the steal. We got away with it. Cross-court pass inside. Pomeroy got too far under the goal. White House Heritage coming out of there with it. This is Ballard with it. He gives it to Lambert out top. Guarded by Oliver. Lambert. Stutter dribbles, takes it in the lane, gives off on number 20 for the left-handed layup. It is good. And Clifford has her 4th point. White House Heritage has 8. They're really extending that 2-3, bringing it way up. We hand off to Pomeroy. Pomeroy left hands it. It's trapped also. Miller, she had the 3. Instead, cross-court pass O'Charlie to Oliver. Oliver looks inside, penetrates, gives to Pomeroy. Bounce pass to Miller, a little low, so she had to back out of there with it. She had come open. So we're finding the openings in the zone. Here's Miller gunning from 3. No good. Coming out of their boards with Claire King, 8-4, White House Heritage. Lady Patriots with the ball. And another cut. These girls do a good job of cutting, but right there, Pomeroy to pick up that drive, tying her up. And coming in is JB, the Junkyard Dog Sizemore, along with Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. Dagger. JB to inbounds it to O'Charlie. O'Charlie, now they're really bringing that press all the way up, and we throw it away, unforced error. So that was a frustrating one there, as we were not in the right spots at all. So we'll drop into our man-to-man as Lambert will bring the ball up against Skylar Oliver's man-to-man pressure. 4:50 to go, first quarter, 8-4. White House Heritage. Screen and roll picked up pretty good by Miller and O'Charlie. They try to drive again, take the ball in, laying the ball up there a little too hard is Tolliver, no good, but we battling for the boards, lost it out of bounds. Back to White House Heritage, 4:39 to go. They run a double screen across for Ballard. Ballard back outside of the point guard, Lambert, guarded again by Oliver. Sets the play. Drives left, popping out. King takes it left-handed. Inside to, or over to Clifford. Clifford missing a 15-footer. O'Charlie out of there with it. Here she comes. She's being dogged by 3 girls, gets out away from all of them. JB drives the baseline, backs it back out smartly, gives to O'Charlie. She'll drive, penetrate, kick across to Oliver, who saves a high pass, but throws it away. This is Ballard, will take it all the way in, lays it up, no good, but getting there for the boards and getting fouled is Tolliver, as we didn't get down court in time, and Oliver will foul Tolliver. Tolliver will go to the line for 2, I believe. So we'll rest on the first. It's 8-4, 4:02 to go first quarter. Tolliver steps off the line, backs up to it, eyes it, guns it, makes it 9-4. Tolliver first point. Checking in number 40, Kendall Farmer for the Lady Patriots, along with number 24. And we don't have her on the book. I'll have to, might be 23, Macy Gardner. I hope that's who that is. Try to pick that up later. So it's 10-4. She made them both. O'Charlie takes it over there in that corner where you don't want to go with it. It's going to lose the ball out of bounds, but fortunately it's off her leg. Want to keep that ball out of that top corner. Ava Pomeroy set to check back in. O'Charlie chases it down as we struggle with our backcourt pass. 10-4, 3:51 to go. White House Heritage has got a good group here. Going to be a tough game. Skylar Oliver dribbling to the left, gives it to JB. JB takes it all the way nicely, lays it up good, but they're going to call a block. That was a nice Bob Cousy-like drive by JB. It will not count, and the foul is called, and we will inbounds the play. Baseline, and checking back in is 007 Bonds and Panda Bear Pomeroy. Out Oliver and O'Charlie. Win a lob to JB. She gets it, handles, but loses on the jump, and it will alternate to the Lady Patriots. So we're kind of off to an unkiltered start here, and it's 10-4 Lady Patriots. We're facing our man-to-man full court. Lambert to bring it up against, this time Grayson Bonds pressure. And Bonds recovers nicely, and dogging her pretty good. Trying to get the 5-second call. I believe she got it. Excellent ball pressure by Grayson Bonds, as Lambert had not had any trouble, and Bonds that time 007'd her into a turnover. 10-4, 3:25 to go. Quickly now we throw it away. They're struggling after it, diving for it, and we're going to get the tie up as Ballard made a good dive on the denial. And we got in there and tied it up so we would avoid the turnover. So 10-4 here. We're struggling a little bit on offense, passing. And here's Miller. Miller pounding past the timeline, gets bumped, pulls it back out, sets the court. She's in trouble, picked it up a little early, gives to Pomeroy. Circles out to the top to set the court. 3:08 to go. We trail 10-4 here at Nashville Christian. She loops Miller under, comes out on top, throws it away, but picks it up. Now we're going to be scrambling for another jump ball, which will go to the Lady Patriots. So Coach Dan in a frustration mood over there. 10-4, 2:58. First quarter. Tolliver inbounding to Lambert. Lambert, once again, dogged by Bonds. Gets it past the timeline on the crossover dribble. Takes the left side. Gets the ball into the corner. That's Tolliver with it, looking for a cutter. She finds a three-pointer, and the three-pointer shooting finds the basket. That's Bailey Ballard for three. It's 13-4. We're down early. Struggling a little bit, and we throw it away again. Just not sharp at all. Here's Tolliver kicking once again. Ballard, she'll gun it, this time way off, but they track down the rebound. That's Lambert, the three-pointer, good. And we have a 16-4 deficit out of the gate. 2:18 of the first quarter left. So not a good start. This is a great game to have to tune up for more district games. Playing a non-district game with an outstanding squad from White House Heritage. And we knew this was going to be a tough one coming in. And so Coach Dan off the bench calling timeout. We've only got 4. Skylar Oliver has those. Those were scored early, so we need to stop the bleeding here soon. Lambert has a 3 for them. Ballard leads all scorers with 5. She's got a 2 and a 3. Tolliver has 2. King has 2, and Clifford has 4 for the Lady Patriots. As he said, Skylar Oliver has the only 4 points for the Lady Eagles. So they go full court. Panda Bear going to be trapped over there on the side, pulls it back smartly, gets the 007 Bonds, roaring past the timeline, and she's going to cough it up and lose it. A lot of turnover so far. Here comes White House Heritage with the ball. Lambert takes it all the way in, lays it up, no good, a little too hard. JB Reese with a nice board. He clears it. We come up, Bonds 007 past the timeline. 1:54 to go. Nice roll dribble over to Whitley Miller. Barbecue has it on top of the circle, goes left. We'll do a floater from 15. Nice. Nice looking shot by Whitley Miller, gets us to 6 at 16-6. She floated that one up from about 12 or 13 feet. Here's Ballard, not afraid to shoot the ball. This time, we get a steal. Laying that ball up is Sizemore, but missing it. Great steal by JB, and then she's going to reach and foul. So she didn't get the shot to fall for. Made a nice steal. O'Charlie Harper in for her. Good defensive play by JB. Grayson Bonds. Now Whitley Miller's going to go into back court to pick up Tolliver, who's set there to bring it in as they give Lambert a rest. 16-6. World dribbles, gets the ball out top. And again, oh, that's Kinsley Carruthers. We did have her on the book, excuse me. In fact, she started. I don't know how I missed that with these 63-year-old eyes, I guess. Ball inbounded in the corner. Ballard wanted the shot, thought better of it. Tolliver with it. Now Ballard's going to shoot again. This time it's off. The tracking down the long rebound is Clifford, and setting the court. Well, Tolliver, she hands to her. She takes the ball all the way in, and she should be charging over a set Grayson Bonds. But she set up nicely as Tolliver pounded it in there left-handed. That's Armani Tolliver, I'm assuming sister of a Mary Tolliver, who I don't guess has been in yet. Okay, we're going to throw it again on the double team. Throw it away. Coming up is Clifford to Ballard. Shot fake by King. They kick it out around and driving. Throwing the ball way up too high off the board is White House Heritage, but she steals it right back. That's Tolliver. Tolliver bricked it, but then got it right back. She's going to drive again. This time she's tripped as she goes in by Bonds, and we'll go to the line for two. You just joined us late. We've been off to a slow start at 16-6 with 27 seconds left in the first quarter. Number 14, Armani Tolliver, will go to the line. She hasn't scored on the night. And allow the mark in a quiet, rather empty gym, which is difficult during this COVID time, but she rips that home good for her first point. And White House Heritage leads 17-6, 27 ticks left on the first quarter clock. She eyes this one and rims it in. And we're down 18-6, 25 seconds and counting as Panda Bear takes it. She's going to take it all the way in, and she got hacked as she took it in and no call. I don't know how they missed that one. 16 seconds left. Tolliver with the ball. 13 seconds left, tries to get set. Lobs it over to Tolliver. They take the ball in, lay it up, no good. And Reese is fouled on the push with 5 seconds left, and we'll get a last-second shot. As Tolliver missed, then the other Tolliver got a rebound. So Bonds will inbounds to O'Charlie. Time to get a shot off. 5 seconds left. And here is O'Charlie. We'll touch it now. Comes past the timeline down the side. She's going to pull up. No, she's going to get stripped from behind, but fortunately there was a foul called. 1.3 to go. And so 007 will bring the ball in. We've got time to launch one here. We set a sideline play. Let's see. Looking for O'Charlie. Back to Panda Bear. She dribbles. She launches. That ball will count if it goes. And from 30 feet, it was a nice look. Hit off the back rim. No good. And we go to the second quarter down 8-6 as we've dug a hole here early. And just stepping into our booth, Coach Jeff Brothers, after driving, serving, helping others with the team bus. Coach, who did you take where?
The middle school boys basketball team.
All
after
right.
a rigorous conditioning practice today. Went to watch a movie together, a little team bonding experience, team camaraderie. Went to up to the Bellevue AMC Theaters. Coach Justin King had the great idea to take them up there and let them have a nice night. Going into a 3-day weekend, so a little Friday evening. I guess it was a matinee. And so I had to go pick them up and bring them back on the bus. And I walked into looks like a hornet's nest right here. Got stirred up.
These girls are good. They're scrappy. This is a great non-district game for us.
Yeah, and back when we were in Division 1 some years ago, White House Heritage was in our district.
Right. Always a battle back then.
Always a good game in all sports, really. Played them in football, basketball, baseball, all the way around.
O'Charlie here pounding past the timeline. as number 30 has come back in, Lambert, the point guard, and boy, she is getting after it on defense. So we get to Oliver on the left side. Oliver will hit a cutting Pomeroy. Here to Bonds for three. Yes, rims it in. Good. It's 18-9, and we pick up the energy here. We go into our full court press. And here comes Lambert, pounding past timeline. Lobs it over here to number 13. King takes it in. We bail her out. Coach, she had kind of an off-balance, ugly shot going up, and we bail her out there. So King will go to the line.
Yeah, and that foul was on Ava. And like you said, they are a good scrappy team. They do play with some high energy, but when they're off balance and not really square for the shot, you don't want to bail them out, like you said, and give them an opportunity from the free throw line. Offensively, I thought we moved the ball around well to get a good shot coming out of the break, and a good kind of boost from Grayson right there, hitting the three, and that free throw was good.
King just hits the front end of her two shots to extend the lead back to 10, 19-9. She's off the bench. Claire did start, Low dip, puts it up there, no good. Coming out of there with the ball is JB. She had a couple of good plays here. Here comes 007 Bonds. Backs out between the circles, pulls it back again, goes left-handed. Hands to O'Charlie, who tries to penetrate, nothing there. She tries to penetrate and nothing there, and they double team her and pinch and help and get the ball back.
Yes,
Oliver in trouble right now. She's been hounded. Gets it over to Clifford. Clifford is punched from behind, but retrieves it. Oliver fakes it. Boy, she likes to take it. I don't think she's going to shoot outside. Harper will lob ahead to 007. Bonds lays it up, didn't get it up. Coach, again, you know what I'm going to say. I wish we would.
Jump stop.
Jump stop. 19-9. Bonds guarding Lambert. This is a good group we're playing here. Kicks it out here to the right. They try to shuffle screen for him on top, sending up a couple people through. And this is the old Auburn shuffle. And they're throwing it across court here to Ballard. Ballard's had a couple of good shots into the post. That's number 20, Clifford. Clifford cut off nicely by Miller. King trying to drive it. Now we're in excellent position on this possession, and we get a steal. This is Bonds. Takes it in. She jump stops, lays it up. Good! Made it.
She did what, Coach?
She pulled up on a jump stop, and it was good. Cutting it to 19-11, 5:54 to go. Oliver gets out of the screenway. Pick up. Oliver taking the ball in. Now Ballard, she really likes the gun. Miss it. Beautiful block out by Skylar Oliver. Hands to O'Charlie, 2-on-1. Bonds lays it up. Left-handed. Oh, it was a good shot. Just didn't go. Gets her rebound back. And O'Charlie does a nice job of saving to Oliver. To Miller from three. Airs. And I know she didn't like that one at all. 19-11. Coach, we have picked up our energy here.
I don't want to say that it was me having walked in the door and now we're playing better, but
go ahead and say it.
I don't understand. You know, I didn't see the first part, so I don't know what we were doing at the beginning, but we're playing equal to and, you know, a good opponent now. And just on first
Since you
glance,
came in, yeah.
They look a team quite like us, and so I don't know if we just weren't really
out of kill. We made a lot of turnovers early and struggling with the ball just like that, but we finally get over to Bonds. Bonds to Miller. 19-11. We're still in this game. And we are struggling with the ball because they are scrappy. Kicks it to Bonds. She took off too early and is going to slam in to the defender, but the girl was not set in time. And that was number 30, the point guard. Lambert, yes, couldn't find it. Becca Lambert, and we will go to the line. It's Grayson Bonds. Both teams have 5 fouls. Down 8, 5:01 to go. Long way to go. We can get back in this game. Bonds eyes it, guns it, and thought she got the shooter roll, but it's going to roll off. Coach, she's looks like she's favoring an ankle or a knee there. 19-11, 5:01, dips this time. It's short. She didn't get her legs in it. She's hobbled a little bit.
Well, that collision was a little bit rough, so it might have kind of banged her up a little bit before she got to the free throw line.
Becca Lambert calls the play. Gets it over to Ballard. Ballard really likes to shoot. This time she drives nothing there. We cut off nicely. Gunning a long three. It's short, but tracing her own rebound is Carruthers. Getting it back. Kinsley Carruthers lays it up good. Back to 21-11. She misfired, but boy, she followed her shot nicely, and we didn't. Miller to Bonds. Bonds. Bounce pass along the baseline, and it's going to go out of bounds. Nice idea, trying to throw that kind of that ghost pass there, but it wasn't there. Reese Peanut Butter dug her in for JB, the Junkyard Dog Sizemore. 21-11, so, Coach, we need a couple of stops here, 4:28 left.
Yeah, just got to kind of settle on the offensive end and work the ball around like we did early in the quarter. And then we've got to box out the shooter.
And their post girl got a nice putback as she got position, pushed us under the goal, and that's Kendall Farmer with a nice putback. And we throw ahead, and we're going to misfire again on our pass. Goes out of bounds to the red. And so White House Heritage Lady Patriots get it back as Kendall Farmer got excellent position on that shot and laid it back up, and we don't have the height at all. Again, ever since we've lost Cammie and Riley. Oh, we've got a great block out by Whitley, and getting her over the back is Kinsley Carruthers. Whitley with an outstanding block out to get the call over her back, 23-11. So we need to keep this thing down around 10 and under, Coach, to be in it at the half so we can make a run. It's a long way to go, so hope our girls feel like they can play with this group.
Yeah, we can shoot the ball well and we can get streaky.
Right.
And need to, but we can also just chip away at it right now. She traveled.
And there's
chip away a little bit. I mean, a lot of time left and a lot of opportunities are going to be left, but that's certainly a good team on the other side, and we've got to fight through it.
Well, we've tried to force through the double team there. We walk with it, so it goes back to the Lady Patriots. Becca Lamberth against Bonds. Bonds playing a little softer on her now. They whip it over to Carruthers. Carruthers wants a ball screen, denied that one. And she's going to get it back in the corner. She's going to gun a three off once again. The position gotten by Farmer, but as she got the rebound, Whitley Miller was called for the foul, I believe, after the shot.
Yep.
So, fortunately, she's not going to get three. Ballard to inbound.
Well, at least Whitley trying to box out the shooter there.
Yeah.
Just maybe got there a little early before
before
the shooter actually landed and reset.
Lamberth gets a screen from Tolliver. Left side to Ballard. Ballard is going to throw a kind of a high pass, but it's going to be tracked down by Tolliver. Back to Ballard. She's going to drive right hand. She's going to float, tripped as she goes in there. And Reese Peanut Butter gets a nice board, clears it. Here's Harper, roaring past the timeline, backs out there to Whitley. Wanted the three. Backs back out with the ball. Pounds it left side to Duggar. She'll gun that baseline shot. It rattles and drops. Good. 23-13. She hit two big free throws in a losing effort the other night that were big, but she's not afraid to play with the pressure on her.
No, and she hit that short corner shot as well the other night.
Yes, that's
so
right.
She's
it was another good one.
comfortable there, and like you said, she was 4 for 4 from the free throw line, including two that I think gave us the lead at one point.
It did, right at the end. So, Lady Patriots will reset. 2:15 to go. We trail by 10. Now they spread it way out, and Coach Head decides he wants to do something a little different than what the kids were getting into, and so there's a 30-second timeout. So on a cool Friday night with a sparse crowd because of our COVID policy, we trail here by 10 to 11, and it's difficult in an empty gym. It does sometimes have too much of a practice game feel, but at least the kids are getting to play a little bit of normality.
Yep, and spitting snow a little bit when I was driving back from the theater a while ago. And then also don't want to overlook the fact, Coach, that this is our third game this week. You know,
it is.
Two tough games, two tough region games.
Right.
They came right down to the end both times. And, you know, third game of the week, non-region game, heading into a long weekend. Just, you know, one of those kind of nights right now.
Right. We come out with a quick trap, do a nice job of it, and we're going to swarm her in the corner. We're scrambling here nicely, and they're struggling a little bit with our pressure and get it back out to Lamberth. Gives it over to Carruthers. Carruthers hands back to Lamberth. Back to Carruthers. They play catch. Now they bring Ballard out top. She lays it down on the dribble, gives to King. King back out to Ballard. And, Ballard gets it in the corner, looks for two cutters. Now they swing it around as they're running a little three-out high-low in and exchanging the guards and the post. Oh, we
Take
get a
away.
steal. Miller deflects it over, and Skylar Oliver comes out of there with it. She's double teamed in backcourt.
Oh, it's
Miller is wrapped up, thrown from the turnbuckle down to the mat. And we will go to the line, down 10, 23-13. And, Coach, I know if you're One House Heritage, you feel like, man, we've had the advantage, but we can't get away from them. So hopefully we can stay right with these kids.
Yeah, and I think just seeing the body language of some of their players, I think they're getting frustrated that they can't pull away, that we are kind of hanging in there. So that advantage us just in terms of the emotional momentum right now. And Whitley hits the first one, which helps as well.
Miller nets the first of two, 23-14 checking in is Junkyard. And nets the next one nicely. J.B. Sizemore will check in for Reese. Peanut Butter Duggar. 23-15, it's down to 8. And another good trap in the corner. Here they come out of there with it. Fast break, but they shoot early, and they made that one. They handled the pressure nicely, and Clara King bangs it in from about 12. And then we throw it right away. Fortunately, it's going to be going off the knee of Tolliver as she played that nicely on the bad pass. 25-15, 1:06 to go. Whitley Miller lobs it to Skylar Oliver. 1:02 left. She's going to get trapped to Miller. 58 seconds. Back to Oliver in the corner. Boy, we need to clear it and get it out on top. Harper nicely. Back to Oliver.
I'd like to see us swing it across the
Yes,
formation
let's
there.
get on the other side, get it moved, and we're going to make a turnover as we did try to get over there. The pressure forced us into a little bit of a wild pass. We step out of bounds, down 10, and so we've had a couple of chances to get this thing down to 8 and could not capitalize.
Yeah, and the trap was trying to catch us over here on the near sideline. We got it to the high post with Charlie, but she threw it back to the same side the trap was already set, so the defense did not have to rotate, and that's what.
We're also trapping as they move it around, and we pick that up nicely. 29 seconds left. Lambert tries to reset the court down to 23 seconds. Bonds right in her face. Right side over here to Tolliver.
Yeah.
Tolliver cut off by Miller. She tries to back in. Nothing there.
Travel.
Give to King. King did walk. Down to 12 seconds. Lambert is going to dribble the ball off of her foot with 6.3 seconds to go. It's down to 10. We got a chance to get to 8. Let's see if we can launch one here. Grayson Bonds, throw it up the Miller. Miller, nice job coming past the timeline. 4 seconds, 3. Takes it all the way in there. She is going to draw the foul as she was in a little bit of trouble and did not have a good angle, but threw it up there and drew contact, and the girl bailed her out, and that was a tough call on her, but it was a good call.
Yeah, good job by Whitley being patient right there, not forcing up a shot early in the dribble, but taking the ball all the way to the contact, drawing the foul, and going to the line.
She nets it to cut it to 9. She really sealed her girl like Larry Bird here and got it to throw ahead to her. The second shot is bouncing, no good, and so the half will end with Nashville Christian down but not out, trailing 25-16. We'll be back with some unofficial stats, highlights, and probably no scores from other games, but
we can make some up, Coach.
We'll
we can talk about your first grade team.
I got first grade and third grade team. I'm pretty busy, Coach. So I'm all over Nashville tomorrow.
Undefeated. Which one's undefeated?
They're both. I don't know what it's like to lose in the youth league. I should have stayed there my whole life. I feel like I blew my career, so I should have stayed in that. So we'll take a 9-point deficit to the locker room. Be back in just a few moments. I didn't know she'd gotten hurt.
Yep.
All right. We're ready to resume play, and I just found out that we got a third injury. Lizzie Lacey broke a hand bone in her hand in two places, so that's Cammie Bishop along with Raleigh O'Connor and now Lizzie Lacey that are sitting due to injuries. So Emma Oberbreckling has not taken off her warm-up. I don't know if there's an injury over there or not, Coach.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, Coach, but has not participated and still has her warm-up on.
Right, so that's another concern there. We didn't get an update. 25-16 as we begin the second half, and we've got to get control of this third quarter to get back in the game. Still a long way to go, and we're okay. We can do it. Down 9. White House Heritage working hard against our defense. Our defense working pretty hard.
Pressure man, with some help
In their
side,
face,
definitely want to put the pressure on them to move the ball, and they do.
And the old-timey set shot by number 13, Becca Lamberth, good. Coach, she shot. That's the way we used to teach the threes back in the 80s before we realized that girls had the strength. But, boy, that was a nice old-timey looking step plant into the shot. Yeah, that was nice.
Side foot.
Yeah. O'Charlie takes it in, struggles, lays it up back over her head. It's no good. Good blackout that time by Carruthers, and she's going to clear it to Lamberth, who takes it down, gives it in the corner. And this time airballing is Ballard. Ballard never met a shot she didn't like and missed that one. 28-16. O'Charlie looks for a cutter, and Pomeroy instead to Miller. Miller plays catch back to O'Charlie. We set the court against a man-to-man, down 12, 6:30 to go third quarter. Set a double down for Whitley. She comes out on top, gets the college three, bottom. Miller nails it, gets it back to 28-19, down to 9 again.
Good set piece right there, Coach, in the front court. Good patience. Whitley got a good shot, squared up and hit it.
Again, Ballard in and out. She's going to yak it immediately. The key is get out on her because she's going to pull, and Bonds in the front court. Bonds, as they pinch, gets it to Oliver. Oliver to Miller. Cutting through Scholar. We're running a 5 motion, pass and cut. And let's see if we can get some action and get somebody open on a cut. 5:40 to go, 28-19. Ball screen, high ball screen by Bonds as we play catch, shuffle out top. Miller, another one. Rush, but Oliver, no good. Didn't get it back up there enough, but Bonds gets it back to Miller. So we reset the court, down 9, 5:30 to go.
Good hustle by Skylar right there, getting herself in position to make that rebound.
We set 1-4 across, and we step out Bonds. Bonds looks for Pomeroy, hits her. Pomeroy lays it up a little too hard. White House Heritage knocks it out. Coming in for White House Heritage, Armani Tolliver in for Carruthers.
Another good call right there, Coach, on the offensive half. We're not in a spot right now where we're in the lead in the game, but we're working on things that are going to be beneficial to us later on.
Right.
Working on good plays, and, of course, our pressure man-to-man defense.
Harper over to Oliver to Whitley, quickly to Pomeroy, who's going to kick to Harper. She'll gun the three. Did she make it? Ladies and gentlemen, it's string music in Bellevue. 28-22. She hit that one from the Bellevue Mall. 28-22, 4:58 to go.
Charlie's first points of the game, I think, according to my chart here, and cuts the lead to 6.
We steal a UCLA cut there. They get it back. We knock it away, rather, didn't steal it. Now they quickly swing it around. Ballard brings it out top to Lamberth, who will set the court. 4:42 to go. Number 20, Clifford, shot fakes. We pick it up, fortunately. Ballard back to King. King takes it in, had the layup, but mishandled it. Ball was knocked away. Nice block out as we clear. Here comes Pomeroy. Panavera down 6. We got a chance to really cut into the lead. O'Charlie takes it baseline, kicks over to Bonds. Bonds, 3.
Got it.
Bottom.
Really, really good.
Trifecta. Coach, 28-25, we are back.
Well, and the first few minutes of the second half, really dictate the pace and the momentum of the second half, and we've cut this to a one-possession game. Really good effort and hustle on the offensive end. I think in particular the rebound, Skylar's rebound that held that possession, and we wound up hitting a shot later that cut into the lead and just continued the momentum. And defensively, we're getting some hands into the dribbling.
Right.
Really, we've knocked away some dribble, not necessarily passes, but defending the ball itself.
I wish that we had a full house here because we'd have a good crowd that would really be going crazy right now. But our bench is trying to supply that energy with the few parents that are allowed in. So we got a good ball game going here now, 28-25, 4:17 to go, as White House Heritage puts it in play with Lamberth at the point, right side to Clifford. They do a flare screen for her, but Schuyler picks it up pretty good. And there's Ballard. She's going to gun it. And we have to get out on her as she strings it from three-point range. We have to make her lay it down on the floor, Coach, because she will yak from three. I think is that her second or third three?
That is her second three, third bucket.
But she will put it up quickly, so she has full confidence in her shot. Here's Pomeroy spinning, goes to the left, backs out of there as they pick her up pretty good. We send through a cutter, and they grab, no call. Ava loses it, gets it back, struggles. Nice cross court to Oliver. We swing it to Bonds, who will gun again a little long. Oliver there for the board. She was knocked down, no call, but Harper gets it back. We're really hustling nice, down 6. The bench really trying to supply the energy right now. Ballard out there guarding O'Charlie. She comes off the screen, and she is off mark. Miller, nice save. Back to O'Charlie.
That's a foul.
She is
Good.
Hammered to the floor. That time by Clifford picking up the foul. That will be their first for both teams of the half. Checking in is Carruthers for her. Great hustle by the Lady Eagles, and checking in J.B., the Junkyard Dog Sizemore, in a 6-point deficit. And, Coach, we've just made a good game out of this.
Well, just a great effort and intensity. You know, we missed a couple of shots, but a couple of great offensive rebounds on really, really nice effort. And, Coach, I did get some information as we've been sitting here that Emma Oberbreckling has a hamstring injury, which is why she's on the bench.
All right, so there's another one.
Adding more to our.
So we've got 4 kids in the rotation out.
Yeah, three of them in the post, and then Emma plays out on the perimeter.
We make a turnover on the baseline, back to the Patriots. Ballard comes off a ball screen. She walked. 31-25, 2:46 to go. Third quarter, down 6, so a chance to cut back into this deficit. Chance to get it to 1 possession. Pomeroy over to Miller. Barbecue gets out of there with it. They're going to double team her and gets the bump. And a nice job by Miller handling strong.
Stepping through the trap.
Yeah, drew the foul by stepping in to the seam of that trap. And O'Charlie goes back in the back court. If you just joined us, they jumped out to about a 19-6 lead or so. Here's Pomeroy gunning the 3. It's off the mark. Here come the Lady Patriots down court.
Good recognition by Charlie Harper that time to kick it, skip it over to Ava for the open 3.
Nice fake by King, but she airs it. Coming out of there is Miller, down 6. Both teams struggling a little bit on offense. O'Charlie back to Bonds. Bonds backs out of there, takes it down the lane, takes all the way in for the layup. That layup is good.
Really
31-27, 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, and we cut it to 4, the closest we've been in a long time.
Good hesitation step that time by Grayson out at the top of the key, Coach, and then just power down the lane for the layup.
So, a little 3 out, 2 in. Now they're going to go into that Auburn shuffle. Call it Auburn shuffle because they put it in back in the 50s, and it's still pretty effective. Ballard hooks it up there, not quite like Magic Johnson, and then she will get the foul called on her going after the rebound. 31-27, 1:32 to go. And I'm sorry, I can't remember what our deficit was at one time.
Well, at one time it was, I remember being 19-9.
I think it may have been 10 or
29-19 too, I want to say maybe, Coach.
I think we've been down by 12, but it's now a 4-point game. Pomeroy zips through it, gets the Junkyard, goes in, lays it up off the board. Good! That was Magic Johnson-like. 31-29. We back to 2 again, 1:16 to go.
Those are
the energy.
JB's first points of the game there too, Coach, coming in the second half.
All right.
When we need them.
JB had a good move earlier that didn't count as after the whistle, but it was a nice-looking drive, and she did it again there. 31-29, we're going to pick up a little cheap foul. That's our first of the half, 1:05 to go. Our bench really depleted tonight, ladies and gentlemen, with 4 key girls on the bench. They're going to gun a 15-footer good by Carruthers, get it back out to 4 as we enter just under a minute to go. We throw it away. We should have jump stopped there. I thought we got lucky on the deflection, but it's going to be back to White House Heritage. Once you leave your feet, you're committed to the pass. So you need the jump stop. Down 33-29. Still a ball game. 51 seconds left here. We take away the ball screen attempt there with a double team, and they're going to throw it away in that corner. Nice job as we trapped as the ball screen was attempted, but we forced a wide drive. Did a good job.
Well, and under pressure, I've seen so far that Armani Tolliver, number 14 from Heritage, will go to her right every
Bonds
time.
takes it all the way in, is rejected.
Oh, wow.
Why there's no call there. And JB's trying to get the ball in, to reach in. And as she does that, she walked.
A lot of contact.
That is, Carruthers did.
A lot of contact on, was that Grayson on the
Yes.
shot? And no call, but we did, again, keep our poise and keep hustling on the offensive end and got the ball back.
Nashville Christian inbounds down 4. Comes to Harper. Pops out Pomeroy quickly over here, and we rush it a little bit, but Whitley is not down.
That's a push.
Unfortunately, one of the officials saw it.
Yeah.
33-29. That I thought that was going to
they
go.
all saw it. One of the officials
26.9 to go.
breathed into his whistle.
So we got a chance to get it down to 2 or 1. Checking back in is King for Carruthers. We set the court. The inbounds play. Grayson Bonds. Pomeroy cuts. Then we lob it out to her. We're going to throw it away. No. We pick it up. Harper. 25 seconds to go. Backs out. And we'll try to go for 1. 22 seconds left. Going to hand up Bonds. Bonds turns the corner. A lot of hands there, but backs out of there with it. Good pressure by White House. 15 seconds to go. They pinch and stop the drive. We're trying to get that last second shot. Here's Harper with 10 seconds. Looking. What's she going to do? We get a back cut there. She turns the corner. We do a coast over to Whitley. She'll gun at the buzzer. It is no good, and the quarter will end. We ran a nice play, but it went awry, and we go to the fourth quarter with a tight ball game. As we said, let's get this thing down under 10, and they have. And so we go to the fourth with a deficit of 33-29. Coach, I don't know if you have time for your Vanderbilt math to add up the scoring totals.
I'll see if I can do it real quick here for
Maybe
us.
let's do it for the Nashville Christian team.
For us, for sure, Skylar Oliver has 4. I've got Charlie Harper with a 3-pointer there in the third quarter. J.B. Sizemore with a bucket for 2 points in the third quarter. Reese Duggar has 2. Whitley has 8, including 3 free throws out of 4 attempts. And then Grayson has 10, leading in double figures right there for Nashville Christian. Bailey Ballard for White House Heritage has 8. Armani Tolliver has 2. Claire King has 5. That's Armory Tolliver had 2. Armani Tolliver had 2. Emily Clifford has 4. Kinsley Carruthers with 4. Becca Lamberth with 6. And Kendall Farmer with 2. And, Coach, that last play, really good patience right there. As the clock counting down under 10 seconds and Charlie set up, pushing the player through the baseline and then setting up that ghost pass across the baseline was really a nice way to finish the quarter.
We can get down to 1 basket here on the possession. It goes to Nashville Christian. So we have a set call here. Bonds comes out top. She's going to set a ball screen for Whitley, who takes it immediately to Pomeroy. Had the ball deflected, and it goes out of bounds off of White House Heritage back to us. So as we reset the clock, 7:44 to go in the contest. We're down 4 in a great non-region game here in Bellevue. JB to Miller. Miller sees a cutter, doesn't pass, backs out of there with it. White House Heritage, a good defensive team also. 2 good squads here battling it out in a non-region game. Harper, as we play a little 5 motion pass and cut. She's been dogged out top by Lamberth. We skip across to Junkyard. She looks for a cutter, gets to Bonds. Bonds backs out. 7:15 to go as we spread the offense, pull it out a little bit, and we cut through. JB's going to lose it, get it back, makes a nice baseline move. Kicks it over to Miller for 14-footer, bounces no good, a good play. Miller stepped into a seam there. JB found her, but it went off the iron, no good. 6:55 to go, a lot of time left and a close one here at Nashville Christian. Gunning the long 3, it'll be off the mark. Once again, their girl gets excellent position but misses that one. That's Farmer. Struggles after the ball, gets it. She's a good rebounder. Hits a cutter, but it's deflected by Bonds. Roaring past the timeline. Over to Harper. Harper stutter dribbles, takes it in, tries to float it up. A little bit of a force there. White House Heritage quickly out of there. Ahead 4, down court, 6:28 to go. Backing out and setting up the play is Lambert. Point guard, she's done a good job running at the helm for them. King back out to Ballard. Ballard wants to shoot, instead over to Lambert. Lambert resets the court. Coach Head calls the play. Lambert is double teamed. They came out on her to keep her from shooting immediately. And they bounce under, and we steal their ghost play. Here comes Pomeroy out of there after Miller made the steal. Under 6 minutes left now, down 4. Both teams struggling a little bit on offense. We whip it around. JB looks for the drive, is cut off on the pinch nicely by Clifford.
That's one advantage we're going to have, JB's quickness right there.
Pomeroy gets loose, bounces under to JB. I'm sorry, Coach, lays it up, no good. And coming out of the roaring with it is Ballard down that sideline, looking. She wants to take it all the way and instead deflect out of bounds. Coach, what were you saying?
Just that as long as they're going to play that man defense on us down here, and I know they're sagging and pinching and helping to try to get the tap away, but JB's got a quickness advantage. She can penetrate and then dish to the player who the defender comes off of. Maybe we can get some shots that way, or JB can get to the basket and finish as well.
JB just made a deflection there defensively. We cut them off, but they hit the cutter nicely, and that's Clifford laying it up as she sliced down the lane, and they found her for a 6-point lead. Big play there. We need to counter right here badly. Miller fakes the drive back out to O'Charlie, who sets the court. 35-29, 5:08 to go. Time to make a run. JB comes out. We do a cut through. Nothing there. Miller steps out. Fakes, floats it from 12. They're going to call a charge. She made a nice shot, but getting under her was Lambert nicely before she came down and set up for the charge. 35-29.
And a really nice shot. Fake out
of the
perimeter by Whitley. And she set that up. She received a pass earlier with a little, kind of a token shot fake, not really, effective. And then when she got the ball back the next time, the shot fake drew the defender because she had seen it once already before and bit that time.
Yes, unfortunately, because that was a nice play. So we are down 6. A lot of time still left, but you don't want them to get another basket or two because we're in trouble. To recap the injury situation here, we've got, first of all, Riley O'Connor and Cammie Bishop have been out for quite some time now with injuries. And then today in the JV game, we had Lizzie Lacey break a hand bone in 2 places. And then with Emma Oberreckling, did you say it was? Hamstring pull, so she has not taken off the warm-up jersey yet. So there's 4 primary players in our rotation. And like you said, they're all pretty big girls that can help us guard the post. And we don't have a post player in the true sense of the word.
No, but JB, JB is a tough athlete and enjoys getting down in there and banging around a little bit physically. She does it in soccer as well as here in basketball, and she's not going to back away from it for sure.
Lambert, who's run the point most of the night tonight, comes past the timeline ahead by 6. Big play here for White House Heritage. Big defensive set for us. They run a little 5-man motion. There goes Ballard again, but fortunately she misses it. Bonds is taking the ball in. Is she going to take it all the way? She throws it away. She got up in the air and committed to the pass. 35-29. Lady Patriots, Lambert past the timeline. Facing our man-to-man. Right side. Ball swung back on top. And nailing a 3, Clifford, and that was a big one to take this close game to 9.
I think that was Lambert, Coach.
Excuse me, that was Lambert. 38-29, approaching the halfway point of the 4th quarter. We've got a counter here and need a couple of stops because it'll be getting late here. Miller comes off a double screen on the other side this time. You get to Pomeroy, to Harper. There's a good-looking shot, no good. Miller with a nice save. They're struggling on the baseline. What are they going to call? Coach Head calls a timeout for White House Heritage before we could get in there and tie it up. Smart timeout there. 38-29, 3:50 to go. So, Coach, that last 3 was a big one.
Yeah, and it looked the 3 they hit was a big one, and the 3 that we missed was online, would have kept us right
in
that little range. But 9 still with 4 to go. We just got to chip away at it, play good defense, get good open shots. We had a possession there where Grayson was coming down the floor, and she did not have the numbers.
Right.
And she was trying to do the right thing by pulling it out to someone else, but like you said, elevated, and they kind of got stuck in the air. But I'll tell you what I like right there is Skylar Oliver, as always, in the right position, the right place to, be scrappy and get to the ball on the offensive boards and almost forced a turnover, but a timeout called right there by Heritage.
Well, we've got to have a couple of stops in a row to get back into it. And to recap, White House Heritage got off to a good start and got out to about a 10 and 11 point lead. And then we scrapped and got within shooting distance at the halftime, then actually got it down to a bucket down to 2. And then they've stretched it back out to 9 with 3:50 to go.
And, Coach, I tell you, we've got 3 fouls on us, 3:50 to go. Be really aggressive at the ball now because fouls aren't going to hurt you, and then also put you in a position to send them to the line in a minute with a minute to go when you need to.
We're going to need a few fouls called against us here soon. So Lambert setting the court as they do a little 5-man motion with wings and posts interchanging. They can all kind of play all the positions in this type of offense. And we foul on the shot as Lamberth got hammered by Bonds, I believe.
Don't want to do that. Rather do it on the floor.
And they're kind of running an old-timey offense that I really liked in the old days with 3 out, 2 in, and then the post exchange with the wings, and everybody kind of ends up playing the same spots. And they have the personnel where everybody can kind of play a kind of a positionless offense and going to the line with the step shot, free throw, good by Lamberth. Running the point, 39-29, stretches the lead to 10. Eyes it, guns it, makes it, 40-29. Quickly to Skylar Oliver as we run the sideline break to Harper. Backs out of there with it. She'll gun that 3 from college range. No good, off the mark. We've had some good threes that just haven't been able to drop yet. Lamberth walks it up in an 11-point lead. White House Heritage in really good shape right now. We're in a world of trouble. And we're going to get a call on a screen. They're going to say that we knocked down Ballard, which is not a bad foul, Coach.
Yeah, that's Ava. I'm not sure. That's at least 3, I think, on her that I've seen. So I don't know how many she had maybe before I got here, but maybe some foul trouble for Ava there.
But they make use of that foul on the inbounds play, and scoring is Carruthers, and it's out to 13, and we're in trouble now. Harper fakes the drive, backs it back out to Miller. Miller wanted the 3 instead to Pomeroy, gives to Oliver, back out here to O'Charlie. O'Charlie sets to Pomeroy, down 13, got to get something up soon. Ball screen. Whitley pops back out. Now we finally get it to her. She left hands it, lays it down to Oliver, who'll gun the 3. Did it go? No. Harper with a nice board. Reverse layup. Back overhead. It looked good, but it didn't go. And out of there comes Lamberth. She smartly slows up. This is a smart team we're playing. 42-29. Lamberth makes a move on Bonds, who bumps her. No call. Driving down the lane up. No good. We get a break there. Pomeroy roars out of there with it. 2 minutes to go. Takes it, gives it to Miller. Miller will gun from 3. That's off also. Battle for the boards. It'll be a jump ball, or will it? They slam Oliver down to the floor as there's a tie between Oliver and King. And, boy, she went down hard.
Well, Skylar, is always going to be around the ball, and she's going to fight for it. And not the biggest, player on the floor, but she's going to hang on to it.
Yeah, she may have the biggest heart there.
Absolutely.
And she went down hard, but she's sucking it up and staying in there emotionally right now with it as we watch her recovering after taking a WWF throwdown there.
Hip toss. That was a hip toss.
Yeah, it was a little harder on this floor than on those wrestling mats, and she's hanging in there with it. Proud of her on that. Really, like you said, just hawks that ball all the time. But we're down 13, down to 155, so it's going to take a gallant effort just to get into shooting distance here.
Well, Coach, again, I think it's looking like, just from a weary leg standpoint,
yeah,
our 3rd game of the week.
Right.
2
exactly.
really hard-fought games against region opponents, and that's what this results in right now.
They break the press. They're going to lay up, miss it, but putting it back up there, no good. They get another board, And we're going to get a reach foul, probably again a good foul. Whitley Miller will get it on the baseline, called against her, and now White House will set it again. They're up 13, 1:45 to go. We have not been able to stop this bleeding lately. We made a good game out of it, but like Coach said, we look like we're playing our third game in a non-region game.
Well,
and did they lose it back and forth? Yes, they did, and we'll get it on the turnover.
One thing that can do for us, in time, though, Coach, is that when we get to tournaments, you'll be playing, 2-3 games a week, in tournament play. So this is good just to kind of get used to what that feels like.
With a shallow bench, too.
Yeah.
And we're going to bounce it off the foot, but we pick it back up. Miller out top between the circles. Not much time to take a lot of time. We get a ball screen up top. Whitley hands to Harper. Had a three, back out, 1:18 to go. Clock running away on us. We're going to give it to Whitley. She'll tie. Thought she was going to take that, does another floater. It bounces, no good. Scrap for the ball. Miller always trying to get a hand on it. And if she gets it over to Bonds, Bonds is fouled. Only the 5th team foul on the Lady Patriots. We still have a 13-point deficit. I think Whitley should have jacked that three there she had. It was a good floater, but we need a couple of threes here to fall. Bonds drives down the lane, hands to Oliver, hands back to Miller. Shoot it. Now she backs back out. As we cut through, we send Bonds off a double. Now back to Whitley. She'll gun it this time. No good. It was a good shot. Bonds back to Miller. Shoot it, Miller. Here's Pomeroy taking it all the way in, laying it up, no good. And again, ladies, I think we ought to jump stop there, 42-29.
Well, I think we just look weary, Coach.
Yeah, we
for
are.
lack of a better term. I think we're just.
It was a great run. We're still hustling. Pomeroy comes out of there with it. Left hands it over to Whitley. Miller lays it up. Good. And a timeout called. So we make, with a little life there, not going to be enough time to pull it out, but Coach Dan not giving up coaching. Getting ready for the tournament, even though there's not too much of a chance down 11 with 22 to go, but Coach, I used to tell my teams, let's pretend we're down 4 right here. Let's see if we can get 2 baskets in 22 seconds.
Yeah, a chance to work on situational stuff right now without the pressure of the outcome.
That's
like I said, it's clear that our effort and our desire are still intact.
Right.
It's not a lazy mental effort game. It's just tired legs and a end of the week kind of thing, and I think it'll pay dividends for us as we do get towards tournament time.
Our kids have given a great effort tonight with 4 on the bench that we need. So we get a trap here quickly, and we're going to throw it away. Pomeroy, had it, and we had a good break there, and they're struggling in backcourt. Are we going to foul? It's down to 15 seconds. She loses it out of bounds, and so again, we got a chance to get this under 10. That's what we kind of want to do.
Well, Coach, what you said right there, working on situational stuff.
Situational basketball, inbounds. Let's see what we do. Into Harper. Harper, 13 seconds to go. She's going to gun the college three. Bottom! Is Dan going to call timeout? No, we're going to let it run out. 6 seconds here. We're still scrambling after it. We did cut it to 8, and we fouled, so we'll have a chance for a long-range play at the end. But, Coach, we got it down to 8 with a nice little run here.
Yeah, and again, I like the trap when there was 11 seconds left. Like you said, pretend we're down 4. We got the trap. We forced the turnover as they've anticipated the pass to the middle. Then we turned it right back to them. But then we forced another turnover, got an open look in a 3. So if you get in a situation where that's needed later on, you've done it and you know what it feels like and how it's supposed to execute.
Tolliver's going to 1-and-1 it up there. It is good. And so she extends it to 9. So we'll try to run a last-second play here as White House Heritage has secured the win. But let's see if we get a nice play here. And we're going to give it to Miller. She's going to gun it from midcourt, I'm sure. No, instead Charlie from 30. Oh. Well, that was good. Shot in and out. But, again, I like us trying to push, try to get the last-second shot instead of just walking it up and letting the buzzer sound. It's one thing that's bothered me about the new generation of basketball is, if you got the lead, they just stand around and let the clock tick out. In the old days, we just played to the buzzer whether you're down 30 or up 30. If you're on defense, you might not foul them, but we're going to, let's play. Let's get in there. Right. On offense, we're going to try to get a buzzer shot even if we're up 25. But
not conceding anything.
Yeah, and I don't like the way it's kind of done today. I appreciate Coach Dan not doing that. Playing to the very last buzzer, I think that's the way you're supposed to do it. I know it's a different culture that I coached in back in the 1940s and 50s, but at least it seems like it was that long ago. But a good effort by our Lady Eagles.
Yeah, and I was pleased to see it. And, you know, there are no moral victories, of course, but
Right.
in a game like this, you just want to, you know, work on the things you're going to need later on. You don't see it, you know, nothing is really a scrimmage at this point. And you don't want to disqualify, you know, the fact that, you know, we had a game to play. We could have competed to try to win the game.
Right.
And I think we did compete with the effort to win. We just didn't get the shots to fall. We looked a little tired. We didn't have the bodies, you know, in the paint and coming off the bench that we'd need. But every opportunity is an opportunity to grow and learn and get better. And I think we took advantage of that tonight to the best we could.
I thought it was a good game. 2 tunas up for play later in the tournament. We're going to let this one go, and we'll be back in a few moments for boys' actions. They've got, looks like 19 minutes up on the clock. So as our guys come onto the floor, we'll take a timeout and back in a moment.